Coach Tony Branca knows that his Gales will have to stop Branford High School's punishing wishbone attack in order to win, but stopping it is another matter. The Hornets offense under second-year head coach Len Bond is directed by quarterback Randy York, and he likes to hand off to all three of his running backs, Chris Pileski, Rob Kelly, and John Slabowski. Combine the Branford offense with a hard-hitting, opportunistic defense, and you have the ingredients for a 3-0 Hornet record. Branford knows that they have to stop Shelton running back John Kearns in order to be successful. But the Gales have additional firepower in sophomore quarterback Glenn Blanchette and running backs Todd Gossert and Mark Sapkowski. The Orange and Black have to cut down on the mistakes that have thus far bogged down the offense. From Finn Stadium in Shelton, it's Branford against Shelton in a Housatonic League headliner on Valley Cablevision's High School Football Game of the Week. Hello again, everyone. Ed Clements along with Buddy Chernovitz from Finn Stadium in Shelton. Buddy, when I had an opportunity to talk to Tony Branca of the Shelton Gales during the week, he told me the time for excuses for the Shelton Gales is over. Let's forget about the inexperience. He said this team has 4 scrimmages, 3 games under their belts.
Well, every football team at some point has to put excuses aside and just start playing. I know Shelton feels they have a pretty strong football team, and they've got some returning veterans, and they've got to put it together. And today is a big day for them. They can't really go down 1-3 in this football league.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the emergence of their sophomore quarterback, Glenn Blanchette. We've seen him in 2 games. I think he's making some fine progress. I know the coaching staff is high on him.
I know last week I called him Blanchard a couple of times, but Glenn has done a great job. He's come in and stepped into a position that requires a lot of experience. He's done an outstanding job taking the offense. He moved the ball very well last week. Mistakes really cost him the football game against Amity, and I think that he's gotten the experience necessary to be a leader. He certainly assumed the role of quarterback, and I expect big things from him. As a sophomore, he's got a long way to go and play for the Shelton football team.
All right, let's talk about the Branford wishbone. It's what I think is one of the state's finest wishbones. It's a beauty to watch. How do you defend against it?
Well, you've got to take away the inside, and then you've got to take away the pitch and the quarterback, and it's a tough offense to defend, especially when you can run all 3 parts of the wishbone. Lenny has done an excellent job with it, and he's also been able to throw off it, and I think that's been a pleasant surprise to him. The ability to throw the ball adds another dimension to it, and Shelton's going to have their hands full in trying to contain the fullback, that option, and the pitch out of that bone.
And we'll be right back with the opening kickoff right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, and we are ready for Week 4 of Valley High School football on our Cable 10 Sports Valley High School football game of the week. And we've got Buddy Chernovitz, a truly Housatonic headliner here today at Finn Stadium.
Definitely a very important football game for the Shelton Gales, and likewise for the Branford Hornets. They come into this game 3-0 with 3 very outstanding wins against Sheehan, Amity, and Lyman Hall. First time they've had this type of a start here, and Lenny Bond in his second year has done an outstanding job in bringing his football team to this point of the season. For Shelton, coming off 2 very tough losses, they've got to rebound here, and they need a victory to stay in the Housatonic League race and really to get their football team on track.
Kevin Brooks kicking it off. Shelton won the opening coin toss, and they elected to receive, and that's Matt Coffin returning the opening kickoff.
Ball returned by Matt Coffin. Tackle made by Tom McNamara.
And the Shelton Gales will go on offense to start this football game. And let's take a look now at that Shelton offense.
Number 17, Glenn Blanchette.
Line of scrimmage is the 32 as we open up things here at Finn Stadium, our second successive week here, and we'll be back again next week, but more about that later. Gales open up in a wishbone. Quarterback is the sophomore Blanchette. And that is a freshman, John Eason, out of the left halfback spot, taking the handoff from Blanchette on the first down carry. John Kearns will not be going on offense early on in this game. He had a hip pointer in practice, and they're going to start him on defense and see how he responds and see if he can get back defensively, or rather offensively, later on in this game. Let's quickly look at that Branford Hornet defense, and it is a good one. It's an experienced defense. Fullback is Gossard in the wishbone, and behind him, the halfbacks, John Eason, who now gets the pitch, and Subkaski. And John Eason makes some positive yardage as the freshman gets up to the 35-yard line before he's stopped by co-captain Remo Graneri, a registered preseason All-State pick.
Last week when we talked to Len Marazzi before the game, he felt that the Shelton Gales would come out in that wishbone. This week they have. They're trying to just power the football and to establish some positive yardage, using Eason on the carries, left halfback with some very good speed, trying to break him.
3rd and 7 for the Gales. And that might go against the Branford Hornets. Might be an encroachment. Let's await the official's call, as the Branford Hornets are pointing to the Shelton side of the line.
We'll look along the line of scrimmage here. There is no movement from Shelton. Branford does cross the neutral zone in Branford, or Shelton is going to pick up a big first or third down situation here, a makeable third and about 2 yards in the initial possession of this first quarter of football.
To the top part of your screen, that is Joe Jean as the Gales set up in that wishbone. The tight end is choked to the right side. Fullback is Gossard, and Todd is called on for the carry, and he does not appear that he has the necessary yardage for the first down. Tied up inside by defensive tackle Dan Penna, 6'2", 200-pound junior tackle. And the Gales will be facing a 4th down situation, 4th and less than a yard.
Good job by Branford initially facing that wishbone. They practice against it every week, and they're not going to be caught off guard as much as another football team that plays the eye. They were able to see that in their practice, so they reacted very well to it and forces Shelton into a punting situation.
Pickering will be punting the football away for the Gales, and back deep, single safety is Steve Grundell.
Oh.
And Pickering's kick is high and not too deep into Branford territory, downed, as a matter of fact, by Pickering.
He get about 11 yards on that punt. Not a very good start for Shelton, as they are going to give Branford excellent field position, 48-yard line, and Branford will start now in very good field position.
Let's quickly look at that Branford Hornet offense. 3-0 Branford Hornets. Of course, that backfield, it's a veteran backfield. York, the starting quarterback a year ago, Kelly, Slabowski, and Pileski all started. That is the hard-hitting fullback on the first down carry, and he doesn't get anywhere against that middle of that Shelton defense. Roll leader on the stop for the Gales. Let's quickly look at that Gale defense.
Branford, now the wishbone team came out and broke the bone. Shelton, the I team, came out in the bone, so each coach is now trying to outguess the other guy as Branford now settles back into the bone. The first play they broke it, tried to catch Shelton unsuccessfully.
Second and about 10, and that is Pileski with the football, breaking tackles near sidelines before he's run out of bounds in front of the Shelton bench by Subkaski and Roll leader. And it looks to be enough yardage for the first down.
Pileski will come now, fake to the fullback inside the hold real quick, and then Pileski gets outside off tackle for enough yardage for the initial first down of the Branford Hornets. He's driven out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 41-yard line. Excellent play by the Branford Hornets.
So the Branford Hornets have picked up the game's first down, and they go into that familiar set for Branford under Lenny Bond, that wishbone. John Kearns across the neutral zone. That should go against the Gales. It'll be setting up a 1st and 5 for Branford at the 36 of Shelton.
You'll see Kearns, no doubt about it, in between there. between guard and center.
Shelton making it first down and 5 yards to go.
Cannot make mistakes against the Wishbone, especially a Wishbone that has run very well, because as long as they're on schedule, they are able to dictate really what they want to do along the line of scrimmage.
1st and 5 from the Shelton 36. Fake inside to Slabowski, and it's the right halfback Pileski with the football, tied up by defensive end Dan Bobby.
Wishbone football is a 3-yard type of offense, and if you can stay on schedule, you have the ability with the inside game, the fullback, the quarterback turning the corner, and the option on the outside to really dictate what you want to do, and it makes it very difficult to defense it, especially trying to take away all 3 plays. And Branford now has been on schedule, and they'll be able to run that football very well if they can stay on schedule throughout the day.
Out to the right side, that is Scott Morty, one of the 5 wide receivers that's going to be used by Branford. And speaking about Morty, the pass goes to him incomplete inside the 20. Sapkaski and Jean on the coverage for the Gales.
York took the ball, tries to hit on the corner pattern or the post pattern to the outside to Morty. On 2nd and short, it's an excellent play call. Morty just cannot bring the ball down. Not a bad pass, a little high, but they've completed that before. Not bad coverage by the Shelton Gales, but that brings up a 3rd and makeable, and it's a 4-down area, so they've got 2 cracks at it if they want to choose to use both running.
3rd and 2 for the Branford Hornets. Pileski trying that left side again, and the co-captain does not want to go down, but Keklik has something to do with it.
Spot will be very important here. He's very close to that 1st down yardage, right around the 30-yard line. If he gets to it, he has, as Joe Canzanella signals 1st down, and Branford again with that 2nd 1st down, starting on the 48-yard line and moving the football down to the Shelton 30 here in their first possession early in this first period of football.
So Branford has the 1st down at the Shelton 30-yard line. First quarter action on our Cable 10 Sports Valley High School football game of the week, week number 4. Fake inside out of the wishbone and incomplete. It was intended for Grundell, but they did not come close to connecting on that play. Joe Jean on the coverage for the Gales.
Not a well-thrown pass here by Randy York as he steps back again. This time he tries to hit Grundell on the post and nowhere near him. Brings up a 2nd down now, and now you put the bone in a little position on 2nd down. Although it's 4-down situation, they're out of schedule now and not quite sure what they'll do because of the long situation, 2nd and long.
Branford goes double tight end, and that is Rob Kelly on the day's first carry for Rob. And he doesn't get too much yardage off that right side. Drew Pickering on the tackle for the Gales.
Tried to run the counter ISO back. Fullback goes away. You'll see the fullback here coming and then lead back going into the line, trying to bring that back around for the 1st down yardage. Kelly, and he was unable to make very much, probably a yard, a little bit less. Good job defensively inside by Shelton.
Tight end to the left side, that is Dave Knickerbocker. Marty in at wide receiver, and that is Pileski. With good running room, Pileski breaks it 20, 10, 5, inside the 5, and down to the 1-yard line before he's stopped by Joe Jean. Chris Pileski, co-captain of the Branford Hornets.
Pileski comes on the power pitch. He will break it off tackle. He cuts back up inside. An excellent block by the fullback. It frees him. And Pileski is down to about the 1-yard line, finally being dragged down by number 25, Joe Jean, the senior. And Branford sets up shop right on the 1.
Now let's see if they give it to Pileski again, and he slides in off the left side. Branford touchdown. Chris Pileski. Well, the Branford Hornets have shown Buddy Chernovitz why they are 3-0 on the football season.
Excellent defensive football team, and they get the job done on offense. They just come at you. They move the football, positive yardage all the time. They take what they give you. They've got outstanding running backs, and Pileski is an example of that.
York will be attempting the point after. Dan Dawes is the holder. High snap from center. And York manages to convert. So as the teams come off field, our score is Branford 7, Shelton nothing. Back after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. Well, the Branford Hornets have moved the football their first possession for a score here at Finn Stadium. They lead at 7-0. Junior Kevin Brooks will be kicking off. He's a kicking specialist. Back deep for the Gales. Subkaski, Coffin, and Joe Jean. And let's see who gets the football. That's Coffin, Matt Coffin. Straight up the middle before he is taken down by a few of the Branford Hornets in the center of the field. So the Gales will have their second crack with the football. And Buddy did catch up earlier with head football coach Len Bond of the Branford Hornets, and he asked Coach Bond if he was pleasantly surprised with his team's ability to throw the football. And here's what Coach Bond had to say.
Yeah, we went last year and looked at our films and said we had to do something to get 11 people off the line of scrimmage, so we were throwing the ball a little bit. We're not throwing it a lot as much as people think we are. Last week we only threw the ball 5 times, and everybody's saying we're throwing like crazy. We're just throwing it enough to get people soft because we just really want to run the ball.
Welcome back, everyone. 1st and 10 for the Gales as they set up shop, their second possession of the day. Gales go to the eye. That is Gossert as the fullback, and Todd is going nowhere. Mark Subkaski is the tailback. Tied up there by the linebacker, Justin Kasperzak.
Tackled by Dan Penna.
Subkaski and the quarterback, Blanchette, had a little problem on the exchange. There's a little bit of collision here as either Blanchette does not clear the hole or the running back was in a little bit tight, but that put the play in jeopardy immediately. Gossett pulled down right at the line of scrimmage. It brings up a 2nd and long. Shelton out of there at Wishbone, unsuccessful in the first series, and they're back to their base offense here, and we'll see what they're able to do now against a very strong Branford defense.
Split back, Subkaski and Gossett in the backfield. Of course, the Gales unable to use John Kearns on offense. Blanchette under a rush, taken down. He went back to attempt to throw. Remo Graneri from his defensive end spot made the tackle for the Hornets.
Graneri is going to put some very quick pressure on Blanchette as he tries to get outside. He comes from the backside, and then he is dragged down by Rob Kelly, the near side end, and puts Shelton in a 3rd and very long situation. They're unable to get to the outside to throw that football. Branford containing very well with Graneri and Kelly.
Out to the right side, twins. That's Aldo along with Keklik as the Gales are in the eye in a 3rd and long situation in this first quarter. Blanchette, the sophomore, wants to throw the football. Looks over the middle and completes it. A juggling act. Now the ball is loose. And let's see how it's going to be ruled. That was Alan Keklik on the apparent reception.
The outside referee did not make a call. The ball is going to be thrown extremely well by Glenn Blanchette. He steps in to the pocket and he hits right across the middle on the post pattern. And then it's a juggle act. We don't get all of it right here, but he does not have possession there. He gets the football, comes down, hits the ground. I'll tell you, I think it should go as a completion. The ball pops out. The pros does not, the ground, as in the pros, can't cause the fumble, or can cause a fumble here, but could have gone as a completion.
Grundell on the other end of Pickering's kick, which was almost blocked, and Grundell takes it in the vicinity of midfield before he's tied up there by Paul Choate of the Gales. So the Hornets in their second possession are going to have superb field position.
That was Alan Keklik on the reception for Shelton, or the near reception. Again, Branford inside the 50-yard line in their second series, and you don't want to give the Wishbone this type of field position. It gives you too much on offense that you can do against the defensive club, and the Branford Hornets certainly can execute the base package of the Bone as good as anyone.
Well, the line of scrimmage is down around the 44-yard line of the Gales, and that is Kelly with the football. Rob Kelly, senior running back, taking it around the right side before he's stopped by defensive end Dan Bobby. The time portion of our scoreboard clock here at Finn Stadium is still inoperative. They've gotten the rest of that scoreboard clock to work. Now they got to get the bugs out of the time. We do know we're well into this first quarter of play, and Branford leads it 7-0. Second and about 7. Again, Kelly. Some good positive yardage before he stopped.
Shelton is trying to take away the inside game, and they're doing a good job of that, but taking the inside, they're vulnerable on the outside. That time Kelly gets around the end. He's dragged down by Pickering, but he picks up the first down. Can't take all of that package away. It's difficult, and Branford is just going where Shelton isn't at the present time, and it's a guessing game along that line of scrimmage.
Out to the left side, that's Grundell, and straight ahead, the burly fullback, John Slabowski.
Slabowski picked up about 3 yards on that quick dive inside, and again, Branford is testing him all along the line of scrimmage and having success at each point that they probe. Excellent play calling by Len Bond here early in this first quarter of football.
And Nick 65 being tended to on the Shelton side. That is the fine sophomore offensive lineman, Leon Sylvester. On that last play was Bill Panagiotis on the tackle for the Gales with his break in the action. Well, let's go to this interview that Buddy had with Coach Tony Brink of the Gales, and he asked the coach, after 2 successive tough losses to Ansonia and Amity, does this represent a turning point for Shelton?
In our practice weeks, we've just been trying to get better and better and better, and I believe that this week we've had one of the best practice weeks we've had this year yet. So I think that as far as being prepared, we're ready.
Welcome back, everyone. Second down for the Branford Hornets. Kelly trying to right side, cuts it back in before he's taken down at that point.
Tackled by Kearns and DeMarco. Gain of only 1 on the play.
Kearns along with DeMarco and Dan Bobby all in on the tackle for the Gales.
29-yard line.
Third down for the Branford Hornets. Pileski trying to find some running room. A fine defensive effort. Mark Sapkaski from his outside linebacker spot. As the Gales have gone to a different defensive alignment in order to stop this Branford wishbone.
Same play that they scored on earlier. They just try and slide the fullback inside with a quick fake, and Pileski tries to get to the outside. That time an excellent job defending it by Shelton as it brings up a 4th down situation for Branford with about 4.5 yards for that first down. Branford's going to take a timeout and talk it over. It's a big play for both football teams. Shelton cannot afford to go down here 14-0 against Branford. And the Branford Hornets obviously know that a touchdown right here can do an awful lot to put this game out of reach very early. So the Len Bond is taking a timeout. They're going to talk over the strategy, and Shelton will try and come up with a defensive front that can prevent that first down.
Buddy, when I talked to Coach Bond during the week, he said that teams, knowing that Branford plays that wishbone and they run it well, that teams commit 8, 9, sometimes 10 men to the run. And sure enough, when I talked to Coach Branca, he was going to alter things defensively and have a 5-man front, 4 linebackers committing basically 9 men to the run.
It's an excellent concept as long as that wishbone is unable to throw the ball with any degree of success. That's one of the things that has made Branford a better throwing team, is the ability to take advantage of the 9 men along the front and then get the ball down the field. Usually you're dealing with man-to-man coverage. When you got a pretty good quarterback receiver, you were able to make some positive yardage, and Branford's been doing that successfully all year. They've got 4 touchdowns on 4 pass plays, big plays. They probably don't have 7 completions in the entire offense in 2 of their 3 games. So they've been able to make it a big play and make it successful.
Oh, definite passing situation. York with the football, and he is stopped by tri-captain Scott DeMarco.
They had an exchange problem on that. Randy York did not get the snap clean from the center and took the ball, tried to turn it up on some type of an option. But you'll see here he has a fumble on the ball. It comes right up into his chest, and then he takes the ball and just tries to get positive yardage. Play was in trouble on the snap. Good defensive series for Shelton as they take over on their 25, but keeping Branford out of the end zone here in this first quarter.
To the bottom left of your screen and now out of your picture is number 28. Andy Aldo, as the Gales try to get on track here late in the first quarter. There's the pitch, the quick pitch. Mark Sapkowski outside before he is popped defensively by number 43. That's Rob Kelly, along with Grundell.
Last week we saw great success with this play as they just pitch it to the outside to Kearns. Gossett turning around on the block. 22 gets a piece there, but he is drilled out of bounds by Rob Kelly right around the 30-yard line as the first quarter comes to an end here with Shelton down 7-0.
We played one quarter, Branford 7, Shelton nothing. Welcome back, everyone, as we begin matters here in the second quarter of play. Shelton is down to Branford 7-0. And the line of scrimmage is the 29, just almost at the 30 of the Gales as they go into an I-back set. The fullback is Gossett. That is Mark Sapkowski, junior running back. And Sapkowski picking up some good yardage, gets the first down as he gets out to the 40-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Grundell.
Excellent run by Sapkowski as he turns the corner and then just runs by some people. Again, you see Gossett coming around the corner. Right there, an excellent sidestep to get down the field on Morty, and then running to the first down yardage up around the 40-yard line, I guess that is, with a very big first down for the Gales as their offense now has to get some consistency. Last week we saw they had that consistency, made some key mistakes, but football team has to get some success on the ground and in the air and get into that end zone, get back in this football game.
So the Gales have that first down just outside their 40-yard line. And we're just into the second quarter play. That's Gossett going in motion, and Sapkowski is the lone setback. And the pitch goes to Mark, and he's going nowhere. Trailing the play, Kelly, the will end defensively in Branford's scheme of things on the initial hit.
Good job by Branford in scouting Shelton. Shelton has done this successfully, just Gossett in motion and then trying to pitch the ball last week to Kearns, this week to Sapkowski. But Kelly right there, excellent speed from the defensive end position. The senior 170-pounder is able to get out on Sapkowski, pull him down for a -3 yards. And Branford doing a good job in their scouting to prepare their young men for that type of play and successfully defending it.
Twins out to the bottom portion of your screen. Keklik along with Gene, and that is Sapkowski now going in motion, and the lone setback is Gossett. Intercepted! 20-10. Touchdown, Branford. That was co-captain Chris Pileski picking off the Blanchette pass and going in for the Hornets' second touchdown.
Pileski just sat in the flat that time. Blanchette did not throw a very good pass on the turnout route, and Pileski takes it into the end zone for his second touchdown. The fake inside now, trying to hold, and then the ball will wobble out here, but Pileski just steps in front of the receiver. There was another guy on coverage also. Ball was tipped a little bit. Looks like Choate is going to try and chase him down. He's going to be unable to get a piece of him as Pileski is going to race into the end zone from the 40-yard line. A 40-yard interception. Point after, and Shelton is in some deep trouble.
Now that point is ruled no good. It was wide of the mark, but the Branford Hornets lead it by a score of 13-0, and Pileski has both scores for the Hornets. And buddy, I was going to comment a little while ago that you're talking about a veteran Branford defense. Pileski started last year defensively for the Branford Hornets. Kasper Zach started defensively. Their entire secondary is back from last year. You have Remo Graneri, who started defensively. So that's a veteran defensive unit, and they're just going to get better game by game.
We'll see here as Glenn rolls to his left. The ball is thrown. Remo Graneri is going to get a piece of it right there. Excellent job by our replay and by our cameramen, and it allows Pileski to get a hand on it and to go into the end zone with the second touchdown. Great job, guys.
And let's give the big assist and the credit to Walter Artoliva, who's handling our replays in the truck.
Don't give him too much credit or want to raise, and we'll get less money.
Again, Coffin on the Brooks kickoff. And Matt brings the ball up in the vicinity of his own 35-yard line as the Gales will try to get untracked here. They are down by they're down by 2 scores. There is Matt Coffin coming off the field. And a replacement at quarterback for the Gales, another sophomore. He actually was battling Blanchette in the scrimmages for the job. Danfield, 5'7", 140-pound sophomore quarterback. On the scrimmage is the 34-yard line. Split backs for the Gales. Keklik out to the left side. Sapkowski for 2.
Tackle made by Dan Penna.
Dan Penna, defensive tackle for the Branford Hornets. And there you look at that veteran Branford defense. What a job they did against Derby. And in particular, Buddy, the secondary picking off 5 of the Derby Red Raider passes in that football game.
There you see Glenn Blanchette on the sidelines.
Choate sets up as the tight end to the right side. Quick pitch. Sapkowski upended, unable to get anything going. Granieri on the initial hit. And cleaning up Chris Pileski.
Coach Tony Branca obviously trying to shake the offense up with the quarterback substitution. I don't think Blanchette has done very poorly in this game, but it's trying to get something positive done. Again, the pitch, you see how well they've defensed it. Granieri down at the bottom, and Pileski, as Eddie said, just mopping up on the top. Shelton is unable to move, has been unable to really move the football, and they have got to get something going. I don't want to be repetitious, but they're in danger here of being in some serious trouble in this first half. Another touchdown, they're going to be out of it because their offense has been little to none.
Sapkowski getting to the 40-yard line before he's upended by Maudie and Kasperzak. Justin Kasperzak, 6 foot, 205-pound junior linebacker.
When we talked with Coach Branca early this morning, he felt that one of the keys to the success of his football team would be to keep the Branford Hornet offense off the field, and they've been unable to do this, and Branford has been able to put some points on early, and they've got to really establish some offensive territory and prevent Branford from holding on to the ball.
And that was another kicker, by the way, for the Shelton Gales, as Grundell brings it back for the Branford Hornets up in the vicinity of the 40-yard line.
Ball returned by Grundell. Tackle made by Kearns, and
we've got a mystery kicker in the game. We can't find him on the roster, so we can't give the young man credit. Branford will begin around the 40-yard line, right about the 39, and they have had excellent field position all day here in the first half of football.
Well, my spotter, Jay Sleeth, says that that's Brian Fetty who punted the football away. And the wishbone again for Len Bond, and that is Kelly being taken out of bounds by number 62, Dan Bobby. Buddy, to compound the problems for the Shelton Gales, Leon Sylvester has been out of this football game early on, and Leon is the starting offensive left guard, and that has necessitated a switch there. Panagiotis is now going both ways, filling at left guard and also defensive tackle. Kearns is certainly not 100%, not nearly 100%. He's not been seeing any action offensively with that hip pointer. So the Gales are in big trouble. Pileski shifting outside and still on his feet as the play is strung out nicely by the Gales, and Pileski showing some fine running form there. Not able to pick up any positive yardage.
Pileski's going to run a long way here on this counter ice, so doesn't get very much, but you watch as he breaks tackles right here. A good job sidestepping Keklik before he is going to be roped up. Although Keklik gets back into it, good job by Allen getting back into it and helping to bring him down. Pileski running along the line of scrimmage for about a half-a-yard gain, brings up a big third down here, and Shelton doing a good job here in the last 2 possessions against the wishbone as we get the
fumble. And I believe York fell on the loose ball for the Branford Hornets. On the 3rd and 9.
Making it a 4th down and 13.
Ball is going to get knocked out. Choate is right around it here as Pileski comes to the outside. Good tackle there by number 62 for Shelton as he knocks the ball, Dan Bobby. And then good job by Randy York covering, bringing up a punting situation. But a nice job by the Gales as they were able to stop the Branford Hornets in 3 quick offensive plays.
Remo Graneri does the punting for Len Bond's team. Back deep, that's Subkaski on the other end. And he's dragged down from behind at the 35-yard line.
Brought down by number 33 for Branford.
Scott Morty. And Buddy, with this break in the action, our score, Branford 13, Shelton nothing. Let's take this timeout. Welcome back, everyone. Well, the Gales have the football again. They've tightened things up defensively. Now they've got to try to put some points on the football. In the second quarter play, they are down to the Branford Hornets, the 3-0 Branford Hornets, by a score of 13-0. Line of scrimmage is their 35. And Subkaski just back to the line of scrimmage. Penna around the football, the initial hit. He's had a great game defensively for Coach Len Bond's team.
Shelton does not have the breakaway back, and they're going to have to drive the football. They're going to need that 3 and 4 yards, and they haven't been able to get that going so far this morning. Last week we saw they did that. They ran 10, 12, 17-play drives, hurt themselves on mistakes, but today they have not been able to get that 3 and 4 yards to sustain any drive in getting the first downs necessary to keep that drive going.
Line of scrimmage is the 37. That's Gossert going in motion. Subkaski just cannot get going. Pouring in was number 35, the defensive tackle, Dennis O'Connell.
Watch O'Connell on the line of scrimmage. He just goes untouched. He sidesteps, and then he's right into the backfield. Subkaski, no place to go. Someone just missed an assignment as O'Connell stepped around the block into the backfield.
Coming in with the play from the sidelines is Alan Keklik, and he gives the play to the sophomore quarterback, Dan Field, who's in for Glenn Blanchette in this football game. And the update on R.J. Rondini. R.J. is on the sidelines. He's dressed. He will not see any action. He's not been given doctor's clearance yet to play. And Field wants to throw, try his passing arm. Gets it downfield. Completed to Keklik. What a catch by Alan Keklik. The ball is fumbled out of bounds inside the Branford 40. Field hooks up with Keklik before he's dropped by Grundell.
Excellent coverage by Branford, except that he does not play the football. This should be picked off. You watch Branford, the defensive receiver or defensive player right there, he just allows Keklik to get it and tackles him. That's 24, who then allows him to turn upfield, and Grundell does not go for the interception, allowing Keklik the reception. Big play for the Gales as they are down inside the 40 in this second half of football, or second quarter of football, probably midway through. 4 minutes left to go.
So the Gales have it at the 39. Dan Field completing the pass to Alan Keklik. Single back offense for the Gales as they look to throw. Play action. Field throws it to the Shelton bench. Incomplete. Closest person to the football was Scott Morty in the defensive secondary.
The way Field is talking to Coughlin, somebody missed the route. You'll see 44 down at the bottom. He's going to slide into the flat, according to Field. Field feels he's supposed to go to the flat. Coughlin just went straight down the field. Miscommunication. Luckily, the ball out of bounds. Shelton will pick up a 2nd and 10 situation.
Well, Choate is now in at tight end, and he sets up at the right side on the second down play coming up for the Gales at the 39 of Branford. Gossert is the fullback in the eye. There's the pitch to Mark Subkaski. Subkaski gets the corner. 30, 25 before he runs out of bounds on the far sidelines. Mark Subkaski, 5'11", 175-pound junior running back.
That one's going to be brought all the way back. We'll watch, see if we can pick up a clip here. Right there, 54 is going to go down. And boy, I'll tell you, once you get upper body, he goes below the waist, he gets the clip call, or there's the clip 2 behind. So there were 2 possibilities there. Subkaski turns the corner, but it's going to be brought back. Joe Canzanella threw the flag right at the point of the clip, and it's going to bring it back 15 yards and put Shelton back at a 2nd and 25 situation. Good call by Canzanella there as the clip was obvious. coming back behind the play on the block, definitely from behind, and bringing that ball back into a very, very tough second and better than 25, because they're going to go from the spot. So we're about 26 or 27 yards for that first down. Not a lot of plays in your offense here at 2nd and 27.
Line of scrimmage, the Shelton 42-yard line. Single setback. That is Subkaski. And Field is going to put it up on 2nd and long. Has a receiver out there, up for grabs. Incomplete on the far sidelines, intended for Gossard. And Randy York on the coverage for the Branford Hornets. York, of course, the starting quarterback for Branford, and he doubles defensively at safety.
Shelton from the Branford 43-yard line.
Reminder to our viewers, too, that at the conclusion of the game, we're going to be presenting the Fitzpatrick's Player of the Game Award.
You've made the choice every game so far, Edward. I'll leave it up to you again.
Third down for the Gales. Twins out to the left. I back formation. Field with some good protection. Gets it over the middle. In and out of the hands of Gene and picked off by York. And York brings it back to midfield. And again, that secondary looming large for Branford.
Randy York.
That was a completion. Field throws the ball very well as he sits in the pocket. Excellent job on protection. And then Gene just does not come up with the catch. It is right in his hands. The ball should have been completed. He provides a tip drill right here as the ball just comes right out. Randy York there for the tip. Picks it up and will bring it back to the midfield stripe.
And they give it to that fullback, Slabowski. And John brings it to the 46-yard line of the Gales.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Mistakes are just building up for Shelton. You cannot make mistakes against a good football team and win. They did it last week against Amity. They hurt themselves, and today they're doing the same thing. You just cannot make these types of mistakes and expect to walk away with a victory at the end of the game.
Well, we resume play here. And it is an official's timeout. It'll be a 2nd down for the Branford Hornets. The line of scrimmage is the 46 of Shelton. Late stages of the second quarter, and Branford has a 2-touchdown lead. They lead it 13-0. 2 scores by Pileski, one on the offense, and Chris Pileski picked off a Glenn Blanchette pass for the second score and ran it back for the second Branford Hornets score. Wishbone for the Branford Hornets, something the opponents are going to be seeing all year long. York wants to put it up on 2nd down. Has a receiver out there. Scott Morty, 10-5, Branford touchdown. Off the wishbone, 2nd and 6. This is a Branford Hornet machine.
Morty was behind the defender by a good 4 yards. York just dropped it right into his pocket. Morty will take the 3rd touchdown of the game into the end zone on an outstanding pass throw from York to Scott Morty, and the Shelton defensive group now are in some deep water.
Well, the Hornets do not throw often, but in this season thus far, it seems like every time they throw, they come up with a score.
Their percentage of completion versus touchdown has got to be phenomenal, because I know they've got 5 and they don't throw the ball that much. They had 2 against Amity, 2 against Derby last week, and 1 here. I know they did something against Lyman Hall. I'm not sure how many for touchdown passes, but they don't throw that much, and when they do throw, they're getting big plays out of it.
Branford went for the 2 points on the extra point attempt, and they were denied the goal line, so they come up short in that department. They now lead it by a score of 19-0. Let's take a look at that touchdown replay.
Morty has got 4 yards on it, and York just drops it right in over the shoulder. Beaten was Joe Jean, and he's having a tough morning. Dropped the pass just a moment ago for the interception, and now they come right back and go at him for the big play. Morty pass from Randy York, the senior, who has had a great 4 games here at quarterback for the Branford Hornets.
And, Buddy, last year when we saw Branford at alone time, we did see him against Derby. York had been injured in that game. We saw Dan Dawes do the quarterbacking. End over end. Mark Sapkowski trying to find some running room. And from behind, number 44, Criscola, Brian Criscola on the special teams of Branford.
Shelton on their own 30-yard line.
The Branford Hornets believe this year. The Shelton Gales are not quite there yet. They just don't believe in themselves, and they're making the critical mistakes that are making it very difficult for their offense to sustain any type of a drive. But the Branford Hornets, they do believe this year. They are ready to play football against anyone in the Hoosie.
Out to the right side is Keklik along with Aldo, and Field wants to put it up on first down from the 30. It's batted down by Pileski.
Field's pass.
And the Branford defense is having a picnic at this time with the Shelton offense. Remo Graneri also in on Field.
2nd and 10 Shelton from their own 30-yard line.
Field had a lot of time but was unable to get the completion as Pileski just came in and batted the ball back into his face. Field did a good job of knocking it down, preventing the interception. But Shelton now is just groping for something. They're looking for the big play, and Branford is not going to give them the big play here on defense. They play too deep in that secondary, and the backs are back deep. They're almost in a prevent right now, and Shelton is not going to be able to throw that football down the field very far.
It'll be a 2nd down for the Gales. And they're going to be moved back. Encroachment is the call against the Gales, as if things are not going badly enough. It's going to be a 2nd and 15 at their 25-yard line. Just a little bit of time remaining here in the first half at Finn Stadium in Shelton. We have this Housatonic League matchup on our Cable 10 Sports Valley High School football game of the week. Field rolling, trying to scan the field, and again hit in the backfield as we see a couple of flags dropped on the play.
Field is tackled.
Got to be a late hit on the quarterback as he went down and then was hit pretty good after he was on the ground. We'll see Field trying to outrun Contain. He does not do it. He will get to the line of scrimmage. He's going to get dragged down right there by 22 for Branford, and then comes that extra pop right there by 35. And that definitely, Dennis O'Connell is going to take 15 with him. Casper Zach was the individual who dragged down on the first hit the junior 6-foot, 205-pounder, and then Dennis O'Connell added a little extra after the fact, and it'll bring up a makeable here, 3rd down for the Shelton Gales, as they're 3rd and about 5 on the 35-yard line.
High formation for the Gales. Field back to throw.
Oh, shoot that one down.
It is up for grabs, in and out of the hands of Keklik. Keklik actually made a fine effort to get the football. Double coverage, Grundell along with Morty for the Branford Hornets. As you get a look at Coach Tony Branca on the sidelines.
This one's going to get a lot of spin. He does not get a good spiral on it. Still, the opportunity is there for the reception into double coverage. He almost brings it down. Keklik almost brings the ball down, brings up a 4th down, and that guy on the sidelines is not going to want to see us come back again next week, Edward. We have followed him for the 2 losses, possibly 3rd one today, and next week he's going to have a big game against Seymour, and we're going to be back here, and he's not going to want to talk to us. Oh.
Brian Fetty's kick is blocked, and running it back for the score, Rob Kelly, I believe, number 43.
Kelly just knocked it down and picked it up and took it into the end zone. He comes literally untouched from the near side. As the punt is gotten off, Kelly just knocks it down. The ball is going to just bounce right up here. He'll just pick it up, and he is going to walk into the end zone with the 4th touchdown here, putting the Branford Hornets up 25-0 here in this first half. And Branford has found every which way that they can to score. Interception, a long pass, a run, and now a blocked punt. And they definitely are in control of this football game.
And they're going for 2 on the extra points. York, he's
He'll
going
walk in.
to run it in, and he's got the 2 points. So Branford has extended their lead to 27-0. Latest touchdown, it was Rob Kelly blocking Brian Fetty's punt and running it back for the score.
Watch here as coming around the corner, Randy York just puts the ball down and just steps into the end zone. Choke gets a piece of him, but not before he is into the end zone. And you watch Shelton, they are standing around. They are not aggressive, and they are doing a lot of watching right here. And that comes with defeat. You just start not to believe not only in yourself, but in your football team, and it is catching. Victories cause people to play well. Being behind in defeat causes kids to play poorly. You have to establish positive values, and the Shelton Gales right now are on the wrong end of the pole.
End over end. Subkaski with the football on the far sidelines, and Mark gets up in the vicinity of the 4. I think I saw a flag over
came
there.
in late. And there's the man that we'll see next week take on the Shelton Gales. Head coach at Seymour, Paul Sponheimer, who is 2-2 going into this game, or 1-2 going into this afternoon's game, and that's where he'll be going right now as they take on the Lyman Hall Trojans out in Wallingford.
And by the time that our people are seeing this game, we hope that Paul is 2-2.
He could be very well 2-2. Lyman Hall struggling a little bit, but I know they're a good football team, and in this Housatonic League, every game is a competitive game, and any team can win this year. It's a very balanced league. Last night, Derby struggled with Sheehan, a team that came in there without a victory. North Haven extremely strong, along with Cheshire. We're going to have a 15-yard penalty as you see Joe Canzanella signal the 15-yard personal foul. Late hit on the sidelines after Subkaski went out of bounds. We've got a hat that's going to run into your picture right there. Pretty strong wind. Has not really affected this football game, though, and the Branford Hornets certainly are in control.
Field back to throw on first down from the 45. He unloads downfield, has a receiver out there. Incompleted pass, out of bounds, and
Field's pass intended for Andy Aldo is in.
Andy Aldo, the intended receiver. Steve Grundell on the coverage for Coach Len Bond's Hornets.
Again, that was thrown into coverage. It looked like the Shelton receiver was open, but standing right behind him was Grundell, and he was back playing a 2-deep zone. They're not going to throw behind that 2-deep zone here with very few minutes left to go in this first half of football.
Well, Shelton needs a lift, and they've got tri-captain John Kearns, who has just checked in on offense, and Mark Subkaski coming to the sidelines. And John is a gamer. If he could be out there playing the full game, he would be doing it. Has a hip pointer, and has only been seeing defensive action. There's John Kearns with the football for 4 yards, tied up there by Poleski.
Tackled by Chris Poleski.
Buddy, we saw, you and I saw Coach Andy Borelli of the Sheehan Titans before the football game. You got to be wondering what's going through his mind, because next opponent for Sheehan, the team in white out here, the team you're looking at.
That is the end of the first
That's
half.
it. We played one half of football here at Finn Stadium in Shelton. And our score is Branford 27, Shelton nothing. Back with the halftime activities right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, and you see on the center of the field, that is the famous Shelton High School Marching Band, and the color guard out there, and the cheerleaders, pom-pom girls, you name it, they're out there entertaining the many people who have come here to Finn Stadium. Our halftime score is Branford 27 and Shelton nothing.
deal. Saxophone over the front here.
Could you go check that? That's it, all right.
There you had the Shelton High School Marching Band here at halftime at the Shelton's Finn Stadium. Our halftime score, and it's a surprising one, the Branford Hornets 27, the Shelton Gales nothing. Back with the second half kickoff right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. The Shelton Gales will be kicking off here to begin the second half of play at Finn Stadium. They're down 27-0 to the Branford Hornets. Back deep, Grundell along with Rob Kelly. And it'll be the senior Drew Pickering kicking off for Coach Tony Branca's team. And Pickering gets a fine kickoff down in the vicinity of 15. It's bobbled and booted. And let's see if a person in black has come up. The Shelton Gales have recovered the second half kickoff.
That may get a pep rally going over here for the orange and black, as the kick was just muffed by Branford. Shelton with a big turnover. Blanchett is back at quarterback. Pickering's going to kick the ball down the field. It's just going to be knocked, and then he's going to kick it here, and it will be kicked right into a Shelton Gale coverage man, and Shelton is inside the 25-yard line here as we start this second half of football, and they need a score right now. They need something to get this sideline and crowd back into the game.
Joe Jean pounced on that loose football, and Kearns is in to start the second half, and that's Blanchett unable to get out of the grasp of the Branford defender. The ball is rolling free, goes out of bounds. It was Rob Kelly all over Blanchett.
Blanchett tries the bootleg, and he comes outside. Kelly does not buy the inside move nor the fake. And then great speed by Rob Kelly as he just grabs Glenn Blanchett and just pulls him to the ground. As he hits the ground, the ball is going to pop loose, but the spot is marked by the referee, Joe Canzanella, and Shelton will be in a second and long here. First play not going very well for them.
And I look at that scoreboard clock, buddy. Chernovitz, and that the time is now working here, so all cylinders were going with it in terms of the scoreboard clock. Blanchett throwing it out on second down out to the right side, intended for John Kearns, who has started on offense in the second half. Incomplete. It'll bring up a third down for the Gales. The line of scrimmage, the 32 of Branford. We're just underway here in the second half. It was the opening kickoff that was booted back deep for the Branford Hornets, and Shelton came up with the football deep in Branford territory.
Blanchett not able to set his feet as he throws the football. Pileski was there on coverage, could not get the ball to Kearns on the outside. It brings up a big third down play here. The Gales need to get inside the 20 to about the 14-yard line, as they're going to take a timeout here and talk it over.
And Wiz, we have this timeout. Let's go to our weekly feature, Coach's Tip, with John Buddy Chernovitz.
Today we want to talk a little bit about running. Speed is very essential, not only in football, but any athletic sport that you play, and you can do something about improving your running. What we try and do every day is work on our form in our running. What we do now is try and coach our individuals to get proper body lean, breakdown position again, with a little bit of a lean, your back is arched. We want you running with your head straight up. We want your eyes pointed straight ahead. We want to try and get your arms parallel to the ground and run with your elbows in. Notice the knees and your toes pointed straight ahead. It's very important to maintain this running form, and you have to work at it every day until it becomes something that is automatic. We have a number of drills that we use every day for it, and we're going to show you a couple of them. High knee is like skipping. It's to extend and to get your arms and legs and to develop some running form as you do it. Next one we use is swivel hips. Just rotation of your hips as you come down, trying to maintain proper running form. Backward run is very important, and you have to have the same body lean forward as you do going backwards. And the last one we'll show you here is just what we call drum major. Notice how the elbows have to be in. It's an attempt to try and improve your form, to get better speed, to improve that 40 times so that your speed can help you become a better football player. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back, everyone. The Gales are down by 4 scores, yet they have the football on a Branford mistake. And Branford has not made too many mistakes here today at Finn Stadium.
They've been on the other end of it, capitalizing on Shelton's errors for the 27 points that they have here in the first half of football. For Shelton, they have been committing errors in their first or last 3 losses, 2 losses and possibly this one, and that has been the key to the reason that they come into this game 1-2. Coach talked about seniors and juniors and the fact that you can't make excuses after 7 games of scrimmages and games, and Shelton has got to really come together here and play a sound second half of football and get some confidence in that offense and defense and take this game into the rest, use this game as a stepping board into the rest of the season.
3rd down for the Gales, 3rd and long at the 32 of Branford. I formation. Gossard is the fullback and Kearns behind him as the tailback. And some movement on that defensive line. John Kearns gets the call, hammered by Graneri at the 30-yard line. Remo Graneri, 6'3", 231-pound senior.
Come with the crossbuck, they make the fake to Gossard and then try and come back. Graneri just slips off a block here and comes right down the line of scrimmage to nail John Kearns, bringing up a big 4th down here, and Shelton, in the situation that they're at right now, has to go for it. They cannot afford to punt the football. They need a big play here from quarterback Glenn Blanchett, as they're going to have to put it up in the air.
Coffin is the tight end to the left side on 4th and long at the 30-yard line of Branford. And Blanchett back to throw, setting up a screen, screens it out to Gossard. Gossard, 20, still on his feet. 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line for the Gale first down. What an effort by tri-captain Todd Gossard.
Penalty flag on the play.
We've got a clip here against Shelton, and it's going to bring it back. We're going to see here the screen that is dropped over the onrushing lineman. An excellent job by Blanchett, and then Gossard is just going to make a great run here as he breaks 2 tackles. He'll cut back. He is going to be in trouble right here from Kelly. Breaks that tackle as Kelly doesn't wrap him. We do not see the clip, but Gossard is going to drag down inside the 10, and now it'll be brought back, but a big mistake again by the Shelton Gales. Excellent run by Todd Gossard as he had the first down yardage. They're backed up again right around the same spot where they snapped the ball, the 34-yard line, and again they're going to need another big play. This time they're going to go back and punt the football.
Except this time at least Pickering is back there as if he's going to punt the football away. And he gets the snap from center and a fine punt. Coming at the 10-yard line and bouncing around the 10-yard line as Choate watches it there, and Grundell wisely stays away from the football. Our score is Branford 27, Shelton nothing. Back after these messages. Welcome back, everyone. Drew Pickering's punt is rolled dead inside the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 9-yard line as Branford Hornets will set up shop for their first offensive possession of the second half. They fumbled away that opening kickoff in the second half, and so this is their first possession. Inside to the fullback, Slabowski and Pickering in on the tackle for the Gales.
Ball carried by Slavinsky.
A big plus, of course, buddy, in terms of that wishbone. You've got Slabowski, Kelly, and Pileski. They try to spread the offense among all 3 running backs. Hard to defend.
Hard to defend, but they haven't run the option yet. They really haven't pitched the football, and that's one of the parts of that bone, and we'll see if they use that in the second half.
With the football, that is Rob Kelly, and he is stopped flat in his tracks by Dan Bobby.
This is a situation on 3rd and long where the bone is in trouble. Not a play in that package really for a 3rd and 10. And if you can put that wishbone in this type of situation, you can control the offensive group, and Shelton has been able to do that. This is the first time they really had him in a 3rd and long situation as they break the bone and come out into their trips package.
3 wide receivers out to the left side. 3rd and 10 at the 9. Quick hitter. Sliding to the 20-yard line. That is the fullback Slabowski, upended by Pickering.
You'll see the fullback come through now as they put 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen and then just hand to the fullback. Does an excellent job, but he's going to come up short of that first down, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Shelton's going to be able to get the football back here.
So the ball is spotted at the 18-yard line of Branford. Back deep for the Gales. Zubkaski along with Joe Jean, and up front, about 10 yards in front of them, tri-captain John Kearns. That is Randy York doing the punting. On the other end, taking a hit, that is Jean, driven backwards by number 49, Bill Gargone.
Gargone was right there as Jean caught the football. Jean comes up, and here's Gargone, who will hit him right there. Good job by both football players. Excellent at the end, both helping each other up. Part of this game of football is the fact that these kids play well, hard, and then at the end of the football game, they can walk off the field and shake hands.
Keklik will come out wide to the left side in the bottom part of your picture. Alan Keklik, 5'8", 155-pound junior wide receiver. As the Gales open up in the eye. On this series of downs, Blanchette gets it out to Keklik. And Keklik gets a couple of additional yards on his own before he's tackled by Chris Pileski. Keklik brings it inside the Branford 40.
Post pattern is Blanchette just drops back, and he'll drill Keklik on the post. Nice job by number 21 as he catches the football, gathers it in, and picks up an extra 3 yards on the catch. Close to that first down yardage here around the 36, 37-yard line of the Branford Hornets.
And as you saw in that replay, Pileski had a lot of help from that secondary. And that's a secondary that has distinguished itself thus far in this football season. Linebacking core is not too shabby either, with Pileski and Kasperzak. Kearns battling his way. Big John knocking over people to the short side of the field before he's taken down by Kasperzak and Morty.
Kearns a tough tackle out there. He just runs forward. Excellent momentum, and he runs over people, as you'll see here, come out of the backfield on the toss or the handoff from Blanchette on the blast. He just breaks a tackle right here, pulls another tackle away, and picks up that first down yardage before Morty and Kasperzak are able to drag him down.
Well, the ball is now spotted at the Branford 32. Blanchette is the quarterback. Behind him in the eye, the fullback Gossert and the tailback Kearns. Glenn wants to put it up, throws it out, in and out of the hands of the receiver down at the 5-yard line. Keklik, Grundell, along with Dan Dawes on the coverage for the Hornets.
Grundell is just sitting on the hash, and he is reacting to the quarterback. He goes from the hash to the sidelines. They're getting double coverage on that outside receiver. Watch as he comes down the field. Grundell just is behind, and the corner is just coming in front, and they have excellent double coverage, preventing that completion from Blanchette. Good job on coverage by Branford, as you see them sitting in that two-deep zone with the underneath coverage, and now they're sitting into a kind of umbrella coverage.
2nd and 10 for the Gales. Blanchette throws high and incomplete, and almost picked off again by the Branford secondary. Morty, along with Grundell, went up for the football.
Blanchette sits back. He has pretty good time, but there's excellent coverage downfield. The ball is overthrown. Right there on coverage, Dawes, and the ball is tipped. Morty and Grundell almost come up with the interception. Brings up a big 3rd and 10 for Shelton here, as they've got to get into the end zone right now. They need 27 points very quickly in third quarter of football, about midway through this third period.
Oh, checking into that offensive alignment, it's John Eason, number 82, and he's running with the football now. And the Hornets don't take to him, Mr. Eason, too friendly. Kasperzak with the initial pop.
Eason is going to turn the corner, and Justin Kasperzak, 6', 205-pound junior, is going to meet him right here, and he just drills him right at the line of scrimmage, bringing up a 4th down. Eason turned the corner. The inside linebacker just scraped off and was right there. Did an excellent job. And Justin waiting for Eason as he turned the corner.
So it'll be a 4th down for the Gales with 5 minutes and change left here in the third quarter of play. The Gales are down 27-0. Out to the left side, it's Keklik, wide receiver. And Glenn wants to put it up under a rush. Incomplete. Intended for the tight end Choate from the backside. He was being pressured, was Blanchette, by Dennis O'Connell. And it's on the uncompleted pass. The ball goes over to Branford.
Blanchette comes out. You'll see O'Connell chasing him. And then he will throw the ball to Paul Choate. And as Choate is going to get it, he is going to be hit from the inside on good coverage by Marty, who does an excellent job preventing the completion, and it brings up a first down for Branford as Shelton turns the ball over.
1st and 10 for the Branford Hornets as they break the bone. And is that Slabowski sliding along with that low center of gravity? John Slabowski, 5'7", 171-pound senior fullback. And what a good one for Coach Len Bond. Ball just outside the Branford 40-yard line, 2nd and short. And to the bottom of your screen, that is wide receiver Mike Johnson. And again, Slabowski. They try to give John some work. And now he breaks from the pack. Slabowski 40 down to the 30-yard line. John Slabowski did not want to go down. Finally is dragged down by Kearns.
They thought they had him pinned at the line of scrimmage.
And so did I.
Slabowski just broke free down that sideline, the Branford sideline, to the 30-yard line, and he's a tough tackle. You've got to grab him. As Eddie just mentioned, the low center of gravity. He does a good job in his balance. Able to break free for a big gain, and the Branford Hornets are back knocking at the door.
Wishbone for the Hornets. York with the football. Tied up at the line of scrimmage as a few of the Gales get to him. Roll leader, Gossert, Panagiotis, all in on the tackle for the Gales.
That was a busted play. The play was supposed to be going to the left. York missed the handoff. He just put it down, tried to pick up some positive yardage rather than risk a turnover. But they blew the play at that point with the handoff. Someone missed an assignment.
Gales are playing a lot of sophomores, and checking in another sophomore, Lou D'Agostine, in that defensive lineup. And that is Chris Pileski off the left side of that line behind his offensive line there, picking up some good yardage before he is taken down by Drew Pickering. That line, buddy, Damian Lynch is the center, the guards Finnegan and Remo Graneri, the tackles Matt Stoss and Dan Penna, along with the tight end Dave Knickerbocker, have been doing the job all day long here. And as Buddy Chernovich usually says, they're on schedule in the wishbone.
Definitely 3rd and short here in a 4-down situation.
And Slabowski is upended by Captain John Kearns.
Ball carried by Slabowski, tackled by Kearns and Roy. No gain on the play, making it 4th and
So it'll be a 4th down and 5 for the Hornets. The ball is at the Shelton 26-yard line, just outside the 25. We've got 1 minute and some change left here in the third quarter from sunny Finn Stadium, and our 4th game of our series of our Cable 10 Sports Valley High School football game of the week. And that is Rob Kelly. Fumble, but out of bounds, and that'll be Branford football. Drew Pickering again on the stop for the Gales, but not before Branford has picked up another first down.
Yeah, no, but I'm about 20 seconds over anyway.
1st and 10, Branford on the Shelton.
As Kelly goes down, you see the ball stripped by Pickering, but it is going to bounce out of bounds right there. And Shelton will, as the period comes to an end, Branford will hold on to that football around the 15-yard line.
Well, we have played 3 quarters here at Finn Stadium. Our score, Branford 27, Shelton nothing. Welcome back, everyone. The Hornets have a first down and a goal, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Knickerbocker sets up tight end, left side. Shelton shifts on that line. Slabowski spins, 5, 4, 3-yard line. What a runner. I like this Slabowski, buddy.
He's an excellent player in that fullback position because he has great balance. Watch here as he hits the hole and is able to spin away. Nothing at the point of attack. He just spins away and breaks free and pulls down close to that goal line, right around the 3-4 yard line as someone from Shelton is down. You see here the dive onto the pile, and that's what might have caused the injury to the Shelton young man. But the fullback position is very important in that wishbone, and Slabowski has done a super job in making that bone package work for Lenny Bond and his Branford Hornets. The fullback has to be able to get inside and make positive yardage. He's done that.
That's a buddy. That is Paul Choate down for the Gales. And
see here again as Choate is going down for the tackle. He will be on the pile, and then on top of him will come another player. And Choate injured, being helped up and coming off the field. I know I talked to his dad today before the game, met his mom, and they're very pleased at the way their son has performed here. He's been playing very well for Shelton in the first 4 football games and going both on offense and defense.
Paul Choate, senior, 6'2", 185 pounds, tight end for the Gales and starting defensive end. Ball at the 3-yard line of Shelton. Branford has a 2nd and goal. They have a 4-touchdown lead, and pretty much everything has come up the right way for second-year coach Len Bond of the Branford Hornets. Len is positioned at Branford High School. He is presently the student assistance counselor. High formation, they give it to Slabowski as they try to spread things around in that Branford offense. And Slabowski slides down to the 1 before he's tied up there by Panagiotis.
Straight ahead now as York just will hand the ball off. Good takeoff along that line of scrimmage. You see them driving people back. Brings it down very close to that goal line, about the yard and a half line, as again Slabowski just forward for positive yardage. Shelton right here digging in along that line of scrimmage, trying to keep the Hornets out of the end zone for their 5th touchdown today.
3rd and goal. Let's see who York gives it to.
Lost it. There was a fumble in the pile.
And let's see who comes up with it. No indication yet from the officials. Lead you to believe that the Hornets have recovered. So now it'll be a 4th and goal at the 1.
See the ball come loose here. Right here as he goes into the pile, it's going to get knocked out right here and scramble for the football. Branford able to recover down inside that 1-yard line, bringing up a 4th and less than 1 here, and we'll see if the Shelton Gales can dig in and prevent the Hornets from getting in.
4th and goal at the 1 early in the 4th quarter.
Oh.
Pileski, touchdown Branford. Chris Pileski from his right halfback spot gets in for the score, and that is his 3rd score of the afternoon.
Pileski will come on the counter ISO or the crossbuck back. Did a good job taking the fullback away. Look at Pileski there just bang his way into the end zone as he drives over his own interior lineman. Gets in for the 3rd score of the day for Mr. Chris Pileski. 5 on the board for Branford as they are up now here, going for that 1 point, but up 33-0 in the middle of this 4th quarter of football. It would be an understatement to say it's been all Branford here in this morning of football. Shelton just unable to get it untracked.
Buddy, that was Kevin Brooks, the junior, attempting the point after. And the kick is no good. And as the teams come upfield, it is Branford now 33 and Shelton nothing. That gives me an opportunity to tell everyone that today's coverage, the high school football game of the week, is a presentation of Cable 10 Sports, Valley Cablevision Incorporated. It's intended solely for the viewing enjoyment of Valley Cablevision subscribers. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of Valley Cablevision is prohibited.
And there up in the stands is one of the individuals who is extremely dedicated. It's his 26th birthday. Happy birthday, Greg Kashuba. And I know your dad is watching tonight on the replay. go out and celebrate and have a great one.
And Greg, not only is he working on camera today, he's filling in. That's dedication on his birthday. Happy birthday, Greg. 26th birthday, you said?
26.
I thought he was much older. Coffin on the return. Dragged down from behind by Kasperzak, number 22.
Shelton, tackled by Kasperzak. First and 10, Shelton on the Branford 34-yard line. I'm sorry, the Shelton 34-yard line.
Edward, I'm not a historian here in Valley football, but I cannot remember a game where Shelton has been beaten 33-0 and been unable to get on the scoreboard. It's been a while since the Gales have experienced a game like this, and maybe this is something that they need to kick it into gear for next week and for the rest of the season, because they've got to sit down and decide that they can be a good football team. They certainly have some players and a little confusion in the backfield, but they've got to get it together and come out and play the last 6 games of the year.
Eason is hemmed in, and he's taken down by 3 or 4 of the Hornets. Ed Brazel, who's now in the secondary among the tacklers for Branford.
Just going to try and get a toss here, and Eason has no place to go. Doesn't really get started, and he's just going to get dragged down in the backfield. Not a lot of blocking along the line of scrimmage. O'Connell had the first hit. Eason broke free before he was swarmed under by that left side of the Branford defense. Branford is playing a lot of new people in there also.
High formation for the Gales, 2nd and 12. Blanchette gives it inside.
Ooh, he might go the distance.
Midfield, 40, 30 before he's knocked out of bounds by Gargone inside the Branford 30. Bill Dean, who's checked in at fullback with a full head of steam. And Bill Dean had a rough week. There was question about how much playing time he would get. He had an infection behind his knee, and he's a fine run and an effort by Bill Dean.
Penna gets the block as he breaks her, 71 for Shelton, gets the block at the point of attack and frees him into the secondary on a little counter back. And good job by Gargone dragging him down around the 24-yard line, but a big play for the Gales as they are knocking at the door here, see if they can get in for a score.
First down, and again, Bill Dean's number is called, and this time Dean gets 3 before he is brought down by number 52, Damian Lynch, who's now in on defense for Coach Len Bond's team.
Come with a little wind back to the fullback. He'll start to the right and then just break it back. Good blocking inside as he'll pull ahead for about 5 yards. Excellent play call and good gain by number 42, Gene, for the Shelton Gales.
Let's at that backfield. The quarterback is the sophomore Blanchette. The fullback is Dean, and behind him the freshman Eason. And Eason has the football. And John gets down to the 20 before he's taken down there by Kasperzak.
Mike Johnson in on the tackle.
Toss out of that split backfield. Easton just tries to find the seam, does there, but he is drilled as he gets to the 20-yard line, bringing up about a 3rd and 7 here for Shelton. Not a lot of time left to go here, 7:15 in this football game. Branford has made substitutions in their defense. They're playing mostly young people on that JV unit. Shelton has done the same thing. They've got new backs into this football game, and both coaches, I think, have committed to playing some young people.
That's Subkaski, who checked in for Eason, and Subkaski gets down to the 15-yard line before he's taken down by number 70, Jim Walsh.
Gain of 5 on the play, making it 4th and 1.
It'll be 4th and short for the Gales. The ball just outside of the Branford Hornet 15-yard line. As it's pretty evident that the Branford Hornets are going to go 4-0 on the season, all in Housatonic League action. Coming up next for the Hornets, they're going to be traveling to Wallingford to face the Titans of Sheehan.
Sylvester back.
4th and short. And Subkaski plows ahead for what appears to be a first down mark as a 5'11", 175-pound junior running back. You're going to hear an awful lot from Mark the rest of this year and all of next year. Matt Stose on the stop for Branford. And it's a first down for the Gales at the 12. As Buddy mentioned before, the Gales want to try to regroup, get something positive as you look now at the scoreboard clock, because coming into Finn Stadium, and homecoming game for the Shelton Gales, will be the Cats, and it'll be our look at the Seymour Wildcats as they invade Finn Stadium. Bill Dean, the up back, inside the 10. Stopped by number 53, Joe Graneri. Joe is the younger brother of Remo. And Remo's had an outstanding effort again for the Branford Hornets. And Buddy Len Bond, a year ago, 3-7, his first year as a head coach. And back with a 4-0 start.
Going to even his record here at 500. Remo Graneri is an outstanding lineman, offensive lineman, and done a great job on defenses.
Sapkowski for the score. Mark Sapkowski, and the Gales are on the board. And your favorites coming up, they're going to shoot off that cannon.
They haven't been reloading that thing much this year, and I know those young men would love to fire the blast a few more times. Sapkowski is going to come around the corner now and get to the pylon for the touchdown. Good job breaking outside and getting in for the first touchdown by the Gales today.
And Pickering's point after is good. And the Gales have finally gotten on the scoreboard. They are now down 33-7. And with that score, Branford 33, Shelton 7, let's take this timeout. Welcome back, everyone. Well, the Branford Hornets will be receiving a kickoff here from Shelton after Shelton has scored here in the middle part of the fourth quarter. They have scored. They've put their first points on the board, and actually, Buddy, their first touchdown since the Ansonia game. While we have an opportunity here, I'd like to thank my spotter in today's football game, sophomore from the Shelton Gales, currently on the injured list, Jay Sleeth, doing a nice job for us up here in the press box. My thanks also going out to both head football coaches for all of their excellent cooperation in providing us with the information, enabling us to do a pretty good job of this football game and coverage. Tony Branca of the Gales and Len Bond of Branford.
On the sidelines, you saw them treating one of the Shelton Gales, and I think that's the guard that was injured, Leon Sylvester, early in this football game.
Onside kick. Now let's wait to see what happens. They're going to rule. The Gales have it. It went the required 10 yards. Bounced off of one of the Branford players. Might have been Gene who came up with the football. Joe Gene. And so the Gales will have it again with a little bit under 4 minutes showing on the scoreboard clock.
Pickering will kick the football now on the onside kick. The ball will go the 10 yards, and Branford just does not come up with it. There it is, touched right about 10 yards. It might not have even made the 10 yards and rule it as a fumble, and Shelton's able to get on it. Branford turning the ball over here. Shelton at their own 47-yard line, back in business on offense.
And to Len Bond's credit, he has a lot of young kids in there defensively, and he's giving a lot of valuable game experience to some of his younger players. Field winds up, check that, Blanchette winds up, throws out to the near sidelines, incomplete. Intended for Andy Aldo at the 25. The coverage by Johnson, number 81, along with number 14, Ed Brazel. So it'll be a second down coming up for the Gales. 2nd and 10. The football marked at the Gale 47.5-yard line. 2 minutes and change showing the scoreboard clock. Bottom of your picture, Aldo along with Gene. Check that, Keklik and Gene. And Bill Dean straight ahead, crosses into Branford territory, drags a couple of the Branford Hornets with him.
Straight ahead again on a little bit of a wind back as the fullback breaks back, starts out to the right, breaks back to the left. Good job by Branford containing him.
Cliff Arnold on the tackle, 6 foot, 205-pound senior, a first-year player for Coach Len Bond. That's always pleasant, buddy. Young man out for his first year and able to contribute. Split backs for the Gales, 3rd down at the Branford 49. Blanchette looking to put it up. The sophomore throws it out, overthrows the intended receiver, Sipkaski. Incompleted pass. Coffin was also in the area, and Mike Johnson was in on coverage for Branford.
Not a well-thrown pass here by Blanchette as he overthrows his first receiver, and then it's almost picked off here by Johnson as he is on coverage. Not a good thrown pass, but at this point in the football game, it really is just, it doesn't really matter. Shelton would like to get another touchdown here, but for all intents and purposes, this game is over. It's been over since midway in the 3rd quarter when Branford put their 27th and 33rd point on the board.
Gene along with Keklik going out and pass to receive a pass incomplete. It was thrown over the middle, and 53 on the coverage for the Branford Hornets, number 53 being Joe Granieri. And on the 4th down incompletion, ball goes over on downs to the Branford Hornets. 4, and as you see the scoreboard clock, 4-0 they'll go with Sheehan upcoming. Then their next game they have against Bullard Havens, a non-league opponent. And later on in the season, they're going to butt heads with the Cheshire Rams and the North Haven Indians. And who knows? That might tell the tale of the Housatonic this year. Wishbone, new quarterback in there, number 5. That's Kevin Barnaco, sophomore quarterback. Hands off inside. And we'll try to set that young backfield for you. Brian Criscola is now in at fullback, and according to my depth chart, the halfbacks will be Leroy Dunn and Mike Nolan as they operate that base offense. 2nd down, just running out the time here at Shelton's Finn Stadium. Number 31 with the football, that's Mike Nolan, sophomore running back, stopped by Brian Fetty, now in at linebacker for Coach Tony Branca.
They come with the crossbuck or counter ISO back to the halfback, and he gets in for pretty good yardage before he's dragged down. It brings up about a 3rd and 6 yards, but good job on the counter ISO for Branford as they're picking up where their varsity counterparts left off.
And Coach Tony Branca sprinkling in some of the younger players on defense, and again, that's number 31 running the football, Mike Nolan, for the 1st down inside the Shelton 40. Nolan is a 5'8", 151-pound sophomore. Drew Pickering on the stop for Shelton.
Nolan comes from the off halfback and just gets outside. High steps there for the 1st down yardage. Nice run by Mr. Nolan.
1st and 10, Branford, the Shelton 38-yard.
Minute and change left here. Quarterback is Barnaco. Well, again, been successful 2 times in a row again to Nolan. This time the Gales are equal to the task. D'Agostine, who's now in on defense, one of the Shelton tacklers.
Ball carried by Nolan, tackled by Lou D'Agostine. Gain of 1 on the play.
So we wind things down here as Branford just keeping the ball on the ground. No need to score anymore. They lead it comfortably 33-7 and take home this 4th win of the season. Well, again, Mike Nolan down to the 35 before he stopped.
Ball carried by Mike Nolan.
Matt O'Patterney now in on defense on the tackle for the Gales. And stay tuned, our viewers, we remind you, so we'll be making our presentation of our Fitzpatrick's Player of the Game Award. That's it. That is the end of the football game. Our final, Branford 33, Shelton 7. Back with our presentation right after these messages. The Branford Hornets 33 and the Shelton Gales 7. On behalf of Buddy Chernovitz, Ed Clements saying goodbye, everyone.